Cherry. Now, I've been doing some videos on the stream over the last couple of days, well, yesterday basically, which was taking the British grind from the tier 5, which we got for free through the missions, through the tier 6 to try and get to the tier 7. Now, as my opinions on those videos have stated quite categorically, the Iron Duke is a fantastic ship. It really is by far and away the best ship at tier 5, I think. It's very, very nice. Now, move to the Queen Elizabeth, and I have a hate-hate relationship with the QE. When I was playing it to start with, played 8 games, 4 of them were losses, not great at all. We then looked at it and thought, well, hang on, this is the same as the Warspite. So put the same captain, same modules, same everything on the Warspite and play it. And instantly an uplift to 50% uplift in the damage output. More consistent, AP was more consistent, everything was just better. The spread on the shells is better, even though the dispersion is the same on the 2 ships. The rudder shift is the same. The damage output is the same, all statistically the same. Now, yeah, that's why I thought I'd run through this quickly. The Warspite has got a much better turning circle. The Warspite has a much better heal, and the Warspite's AP shells just do damage, whereas the Queen Elizabeth, they're armor denting shells, as someone quoted on the forums, not really armor piercing. Sometimes they do damage, other times they don't. They're very, very inconsistent, not like the Warspite. Now, the high explosive, it's very good, but again, it's the issue I have with the high explosive on the Queen Elizabeth is the hang time. Compared to the Warspite, the QE shells hang so much longer in the air, and they're a lot harder to work with. So, anyway, cut a long story short, I decided that as soon as I could, I'd ground through the QE to the King George V, and first thing I did as soon as I got the King George V was sell the Queen Elizabeth. If I'm going to play a tier 6 British battleship, and I own the Warspite, why would I keep the Queen Elizabeth if I've got the Warspite? Because the Warspite is generally better. So that's my rant over. Now, King George V. Just bought the ship. It's just fantastic. Well, I played one game, which I'm going to give the replay of in a second. My first game out, completely stock. So we're looking at, what are we looking at? King George V, it's got the 14-inch guns, as someone explained to me, because I can never work out the millimeters to inches. Traverse speed 38.3, very, very good. Captain I've put on here is my original captain that I was running on the Warspite and the Hood. So I finally moved one of my existing captains over. I've been using new captains on the British battleships so far. I used Jack Dunkirk on the tier 5, used him through the tier 6. When I sold the Queen Elizabeth, I put him back to the Iron Duke, because with his skill set, he's very, very good for the Iron Duke, and I'm keeping the Iron Duke because it is just a keeper. Currently the skills I'm looking at for the King George V, which seem to work for me, are preventative maintenance, for obvious reasons. Expert marksman for the turret rotation, which helps bring that down to that 38 seconds. You can't see it here because I'm in the way, but we're looking at superintendent for the extra heal. Advanced fire training, mixed bag this one. I wasn't going to, but then I was going to, because I use this captain on the Warspite, the Hood, and now the King George V, because it's going to be a permanent captain here. The AA is useful. It does help. It does save you a little bit. It gives you better AA, slightly better AA. Obviously, it helps with the secondary range as well. But on the Hood, it makes a massive difference. Likewise with the Warspite. And finally, concealment expert, because to be honest with you, the British battleships across the board excel with concealment expert. I have 1 skill point left over. I'm waiting for my 16th skill point, which will then be adrenaline rush, which will leave me with 3 points available to play with, and I may look at something along the lines of basic survivability, or even something along the lines of shifting along the bottom. So maybe look at expert loader and maybe a jack of all trades or high alert, something like that. So, but basically the skill set as it stands, it's a 14-point build, and it would appear to work. Now, as you can see, modules, the ship is completely stock. I'm saving up my free XP for the Nelson, so I'm not going to get to use any of that. So it's basically doing the long grind. Now, as far as upgrades concerned, main armor mod, what else do you put on there? Aiming systems mod. Now, this is a tear for me, because with the stock hull, I'm going to stick with the aiming system mod 1. But once I upgrade the hull where the AA improves slightly, you get better range in AA, I may actually move that to the AA module. But judging by what happens in the game I'm going to show, I might even be leaving it with the aiming systems mod 1 on there. Third slot, there's nothing there that's really useful. You're not going to lose your propulsion or your rudder unless you're hit by torps. So it's the no-brainer here is DC mod 1. And again, on the fourth slot, you can go DC mod 2, which will help with the HE spam that's current with the amount of British battleships around. But I think in the long term, when it settles down, I don't think there's going to be that much of an issue. Propulsion mod, again, it's a slow ship. What's the point in trying to speed up how fast it's going to go? The difference here, it's steering gears mod 2 brings your rudder shift down to 16 seconds on the stock hull, which will be 12 seconds on the upgraded hull. So to be honest with you, that's the no-brainer as far as I'm concerned. Consumables, fighter, because I hate spotter planes with a vengeance. The repair party 2, because I like the extra heal and the faster reload, and obviously DCP 2 because I like to heal quicker. Flags, very few actually. I think I ran the 10% saving. I ran the plus 50% XP, which just helps with the grind a little bit. I would run the India Delta for the extra hit point on the repair. If I had any left, I'd be using India Yankees for the reduction in fire time. I will always run this one, which is November Foxtrot, which speeds up your repair. And I would not normally, but it's an option, is to take the Might Yankee for the secondaries. Doesn't really make a lot of difference, to be honest. And the other big one is what's the other one I like? Speed would be good, but that's basically the flags. So I'm going to enable those. Usual CBT flag, camouflage. Again, it's a grind, so I am grinding. So what I'm looking for is for maximising XP gains. So we're looking at something like the Type 6 for the extra XP. So we'll mount that, and it also looks quite pretty as well. Does look quite pretty. King George V, very good looking ship, very nice. Following the QE, it is a revelation. So on that note, I'm going to end this now and send us into the game. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoy. Oh, and don't forget, I'm new to YouTube, new to webcam. Yeah, very new to webcam. If you're not a clan member, feel free to come into our TeamSpeak. The TeamSpeak IP is always on the live stream. If you can't find it on the live stream, you'll find it on our recruitment thread in the Wargaming forums. If you need it, I'll put it in the description of the video. So, feel free to join. We've got 100 slots. There's never more than about 50 or 60 people available at any time. We do have 3 full clans with about 75 members overall. So we're not a big group, but it's friendly. If you don't want to join a clan, or you're not on the EU server, please, if you like the videos that I do, subscribe, like, comment. I'll talk to you. Ain't a problem. It is what it is.